So I'm here on the Lower West Side, near where William Himrod established the community of New Jerusalem circa 1827. Himrod was a fervent and outspoken abolitionist and ironworker who established the Sabbath school for colored children at his home on the corner of 2nd and French Streets. New Jerusalem was the area between Cherry Street and Sassafras from 6th Street to the Bayfront Bluff. With its interracial makeup and affordable housing, New Jerusalem became a haven for free blacks and poor whites. The area took the Jerusalem name from the pilgrimage-like journey it took across a wooded ravine that divided the city. Residents could also see the promised land of Canada across the lake that offered true freedom. The community of New Jerusalem was home to many of Erie's prominent African-American families. The home at 221 Front Street was home to the Lawrence family. In 1906, Emma Gertrude Lawrence became the first African-American woman to establish her own business named Lawrence Dyeing and Cleaning at 402 West 3rd Street. The business was quite successful, and after her death in 1934, her son Charles ran the business successfully into the 1960s. Emma's son, Earl Lawrence, was a successful musician and was the first African-American to play with the Erie Philharmonic. He also owned and operated a music studio at 11th and State from 1916 to 1936, and established an activist newspaper called The New Deal in 1933. While not from this neighborhood, famed composer Harry T. Burleigh was a friend of Earl's and a frequent visitor to the Lawrence home. Earl's daughter Ada was one of the first African-American teachers hired by the Erie School District in the 20th century. Just down the street at 537 West 3rd Street was the home of exercise guru and innovator Billy Blanks. Blanks created the Tae Bo regimen, combining martial arts, specifically Taekwondo, with boxing training. He has taught his regimen to people in over 200 countries. In addition to his Tae Bo fame, Blanks has appeared in over 20 films. New Jerusalem was also home to early arrivals the Drew family, Erie's first black police officer Andrew Webb, and Negro League baseball player Willie Grace. In fact, New Jerusalem was well known for its baseball. Semi-pro Negro League team, the Pontiacs, grew out of the St. James AME Sunday School team and played their games at Bayview Park. They drew large crowds for their games, particularly when they started to sign former players of the 1945 Negro World Series champions, the Cleveland Buckeyes. Ernie Wright of the Pope Hotel owned the Buckeyes and convinced then Major Leaguers Willie Grace and Sam Jethro to come back to Erie and play for the Pontiacs. Sam Jethro moved to Erie in 1943 with his wife Elise. He played for Negro League giants the Buckeyes in the 1940s, after which Jethro went on to be the first African-American to play for the Boston Braves in Major League Baseball. Nicknamed the Jet, he stole a National League high 35 bases and won MLB Rookie of the Year in 1950, the oldest ever to do so at age 32, though people thought that he was 28. His Major League career declined and he spent a season with the International League Toledo before moving back to Erie to play for the semi-pro Pontiacs. He continued to have a successful baseball career in Erie, as well as opened the restaurant Jethro's Steakhouse, which operated for decades. In 1994, Jethro sued Major League Baseball for loss of pensions and argued that the league delayed his playing career based on racial discrimination. The case was dismissed, but the MLB did provide pensions to Jethro and other Negro League players beginning in 1997. Sam Jethro died of a heart attack in 2001 at the age of 84 at his home in Erie. Following his death, he was posthumously inducted into the International League Hall of Fame, and the Erie Seawolves retired his number 5 jersey, which hangs in the outfield of UPMC Park. He is buried, as are many other prominent black Erieites, in Erie Cemetery. The Pontiacs were the most celebrated African-American sports team in Erie history and played their games from 1936 to 1956. Also worth noting is that just last year, in December of 2020, the MLB officially recognized the Negro Leagues as the major leagues and has finally counted their stats accordingly. As time has rolled on, much of the historic built landscape of Jerusalem has been lost. The Lawrence homestead at 221 Front Street was demolished a few years ago, removing a symbol of one of Erie's most important families and the neighborhood they helped to build. In many ways, the community founded by William Himrod is an embodiment of the American dream. New Jerusalem was a place of refuge, of freedom, of opportunity for those of all races to succeed in this country. As we attempt to improve at preserving and remembering the spaces that do remain, we are reminded to keep Himrod's vision alive and the aspirations of all who dared to make New Jerusalem home.